Just trying to work through some technical difficulties as we get through the first few seconds of the game, and thankfully, like Achilleos mentioned earlier, absolutely nothing is happening. Could throw down some epic commentary of ganked by mobs standing perfectly still.
Competitive standing.
We actually saw that in a couple of our earlier games in the tournament. Both mid laners were like walk mid, stand perfectly still, and just wait until minions arrive. They're not even not attacking each other, not moving. Had a couple of dance offs too, but ultimately it's always one guy that just has to be the scumbag and auto attack somebody else.
Ruins the fun for everyone.
Oh well. So let me know where you are as far as time is concerned, and we'll see if we can sync that up again.
Maybe a 140 right now.
140.
42, 43. Yeah.
Well then, it looks like I need to actually catch up with that. So.
Now we flip-flopped.
Yeah. Now you're the one that's ahead.
I'll be casting from the future.
Well, luckily it didn't take me all that much to refresh, and yeah, it does look like I am stuck in the past at about 1 minute and 30 seconds right now. The struggles that have come with desyncing everything. It turns out that connection issues, we are not immune to those, and so I guess we can talk about trying to think of a neutral subject. The starts for both players, actually including a mana potion or ganked by mobs. He brings that in on his Caitlyn, whereas TuSin's just looking for that extra HP.
Yeah, fairly unsurprising. Probably going to be utilizing the Pilt over Peacemaker a lot to, clear out the waves, keep his CS up, and just get that general harass in on TuSin, who is otherwise going to be very dependent on consuming the blight stacks to get his harass off. Generate some blight stacks off your auto attacks when you get your blighted quiver on W, which is your passive, and then of course you just probably want to proc them, ideally with a piercing arrow, but the surefire way of doing so would be with hail of arrows, very much easier to land. It's got a wider berth to it.
Ooh, and miss on that first piercing arrow does not bode well for TuSin, so is going to have to keep this lane shoving, and he actually does have the wave advantage as far as the control is concerned. 4 minions still left in there. Ganked by Mob will have to take care of those, and TuSin not doing a good job avoiding these Pilt over Peacemakers. He's gotten hit by every single one so far.
Yes, just absolutely the only job that you really have against a Caitlyn is to avoid Pilt over Peacemakers. It is the brunt of her harass from range, unless she is hitting you with that headshot proc off her passive. Of course, with her weaving in those auto attacks also is great, but those Peacemakers will tear you apart. You gotta be careful.
TuSin actually out-CSing GBM. He actually walked into that Pilt over Peacemaker that time. I saw that. I watched him walk straight into it. He's like, I'm gonna micro this way, and well, GBM got the prediction and has the damage advantage. Okay, there's a dodge. Good job, TuSin. Able to finally dodge his first Pilt over of the game. So. And then he just gets hit by another one. All right.
Yep, it's a very quick follow-up. He does the 90 caliber and heads straight into it, and just absolutely rips into him.
Man, I understand that it's a difficult option for an immobile AD carry like Varus, but GBM is just capitalizing on every single one of those Caitlyn tricks. It's just a little bit too rough for him to deal with, and he's already gone through all of his health potions. GBM still has, actually no, he's gone with his thing too.
Yeah. But, 10 CS difference in favor of TuSin still. You can see he's got double Doran's Blade now coming back in, as well as health and mana potions.
Or at least he will, sometime
he will.
In the future.
Dang.
Yeah, wave advantage for GBMs. He shoves it into the turret. He's going to go back and force TuSin to spend some time CSing there at the turret. Yeah, double Doran should be the bias here on both sides, but actually a 10 CS advantage now for TuSin. GBM's been putting all that pressure on harassing and it's dropped down a little bit in CS.
Yeah, which is a little bit surprising considering that he's playing Caitlyn. He's playing the champion that has the range. I guess he's just been focusing a bit too much on landing that onslaught of Pilt over Peacemakers. onto TuSin that he has just forgotten. Oh yeah, I need CS as well.
And a nice snipe there by TuSin does land that piercing arrow, but of course it's not really going to be quite as effective. And oh, there's a nice slow hail of arrows. You know, it's going to cut healing a little bit, and it's easy to land for damage, but primarily, if you hit Gank by Mom with a slow, it's going to force a 90 caliber net to disengage, otherwise he is going to take a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, and there's going to be some heavy trading back and forth, so get hype.
All right, I'm ready for it. There's that hail of arrows, and we talked about needing the 90 caliber net to escape it. TuSin walking forward is going to look for the piercing to pop those stacks here in just a second. Once again, walking right into the built-over Peacemaker. Unfortunately, having some difficulties dodging those this series. Ganked by Mom. We'll see if that is what turns it in his favor, because as far as CS is concerned, he is continuing to drop behind in it. He has brought himself back about 3/4 CS. There's that free ace in the hole. It's going to hit. Nobody to block that.
We need Choose Teemo to run up the mid lane and then just take the ace in the hole right there.
Yeah,
it might one-shot him.
I was gonna say, well, that's actually true. If he gets like level 8, level 9, the one shot with the ace in the hole, it's possible. But for Shu, observers unfortunately resigned to their spots on the fountain. We actually had some issues with observers actually walking out of the fountain earlier, so they are locked in fountain prison right now, or at least they should be. Shu has actually walked out of his prison, still inside the base though.
As long as he has no real impact, that's where it doesn't matter. That's where it becomes a problem when you have that going on.
Well, any game that has a Teemo in it already has a problem. We'll let it slide this time.
The Teemo BM. Ever present.
I mean, his global taunt is always engaged. When they say global taunt for Teemo, it's not just global as in the map, it's global as in the world. Taunting everyone all the time. Once again, back on the fountain. And as far as trades go, let's talk about that in the mid lane. It used to be a 10 CS advantage, now it's only about 5 or 6. TuSin with the sustain advantage, but there's another ace in the hole. I wonder if you could ever just win a game by just ace in the hole in your target over and over again. It's gonna be a little bit of an advantage.
If they never backed
and you're just standing in lane over and over
and never auto attacked with their Doran's blades, then yes, it is possible.
Well,
otherwise,
I mean,
TuSin's in a good spot.
Yeah, he's in a good spot as far as pushing is concerned. His higher CS count means that when he does get to 100, he can put a lot more pressure on to Gank by Mom, who is playing a remarkably passive Caitlyn style. Won't miss any of these CS under turret, but oh, there's a piercing arrow to land. Down to under 400 HP, and TuSin just kind of living the high life here. Up at Doran's blade in that matchup, and GBM still needs to wait for his teleport to come off cooldown. Whoa, flashes! That Varus ultimate probably wouldn't have hit it anyway, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
He was very much on the verge. I think it was a matter of pixels at that point as to whether or not that one was going to land.
Right. And you know,
a little
if he
hard
had
to tell.
gotten hit, then he would have died instantly. So probably a good thing to use your flash for. But those hails of arrows, difficult to deal with. Teleports back up, so we will get a chance to go back to base.
Yeah.
Any predictions on the item buy?
All Doran's blades.
Oh, I actually picked up 5 mana potions. That is, that's kind of remarkable. Oh, actually trying to stop the recall there, and does so successfully. So, also dropping that scrying orb just to make sure he knows exactly where TuSin is at all times.
Yeah, he wants to keep tabs on him, which is good. That's what you want for Caitlyn. Of course, the scrying orb, the staple free item for her, very much helps you, not even just in a 1v1, but also in a regular 5v5 spot out a target if you use vision of them. Get that ace in the hole rolling.
Ooh, nice barrier actually used there by TuSin. Blocks the entirety of that ace in the hole damage. Not sure it's necessarily worth a summoner spell, because keep in mind TuSin does not have flash, so he's extra immobile. Won't be able to get out of any of these. If he steps in a Caitlyn trap, he's kind of done. No way to get out of that. But now with all those mana potions, you're going to see GBM pretty much permanently regenerating mana.
Yep, just a lot of harass back and forth between the two, but
Discrepancy, of course, is 2 Doran's blades. TuSin just miles ahead in this matchup. He's also that 10 CS advantage. It's there, and he'll be able to use it to win the game if he gets up to 100 CS. He does need to have 10 over ganked by Mom. He's almost there. If he gets every minion in this wave, I think he might actually just win. And so GBM's walking forward. TuSin does have his ultimate up again. He's waiting there. He's going to hit GBM. Of course, he has already won the game with a 101 CS to 91 CS final score.